Last class we have discussed the MCQ questions, right? So today in this session we are going to discuss our part 2 session, that means structure and essay question. So before moving to the question directly, we are going to discuss our last question. In the question paper, you can see this question, right? This question. This is the first practical in our syllabus, and this will be the last question in your paper from 2022. So we'll discuss this question immediately because I can't give time to do this discussion because already I have given 1 week to do this question, right? But no one didn't send the answers. I think only one of you has sent me the answers. I forget the name. Only one of you has sent me the answer of this part of the question, right? Okay. We'll start the class. Okay, this is the practical that to confirm whether the starch is produced during the practical. This is the first practical in your syllabus, right? In the photosynthesis part. Now, first of all, I will explain the practical. Then after the reason for each and every step, and then after we'll discuss the question. Okay, if you want to test whether the starch is found in the leaf, first step that you want to put the leaf into the boil water. So you're going to heat the leaf, you're going to boil the leaf by using the hot water. You may ask, what is the reason for this step, right? I will explain all the reasons together. Second step, here look at the picture here. Here we have the hot water. We are going to boil the leaf in the hot water. Second step, we want to take that leaf and we want to keep inside the alcohol, right? Inside the alcohol, methanol or ethanol, right? You can see the alcohol, right? In the test tube. And now we want to heat that test tube which contains alcohol. We're going to heat the test tube which contains alcohol by using the hot water. Look at the picture here. Look at the picture here. We have the hot water here, right? So now we are going to heat the test tube. We are going to boil the test tube. We are going to supply heat energy, but by using the hot water, not with the direct flame. We can't give the direct flame here. In previous step, when you're boiling the leaf, we supply the heat directly to the hot water, right? But this time we can't heat the test tube by using the direct flame. We want to boil the test tube. We want to heat the test tube by using the hot water. Second step. I will explain each and every reason, right? Why did we boil the leaf in the alcohol? There's a reason for that. And why did we use the hot water to boil the test tube? There's a reason for that. I will explain that one, right? Okay. And third, here, look at the picture here. Okay. And after this step, what will happen, Bulal? All the chlorophyll will be dissolved in the alcohol. Look at the color of the alcohol. Earlier, it will be colorless. Earlier, the alcohol will be colorless. But now, after doing this practical, after doing this step, what will happen? All the chlorophyll will be dissolved. The green color pigment will be dissolved in the alcohol. And alcohol will turn into green color. And the leaf will turn into pale color. Did you get the idea, Bulal? Earlier, the leaf was green color, alcohol was colorless. But after boiling in the alcohol, Amna, you have sent me the okay, you have sent me the answer. Okay, very good, very good. We'll discuss answers. Okay. So after doing this practical, all the chlorophyll will be dissolved in the alcohol and the leaf will become pale color. Look at the picture here, right? So you can understand that by using this picture. Now here you can see the alcohol. Okay. And brother, to alcohol, what can I do, brother? Can I go for the bar and can I ask the alcohol? No, right? There's no need to go for the bar to get the alcohol. We have the methanol in the laboratories. Okay, fine. Now, brother, for the starch and all, you may have done this practical in grade 10 unit number 1. When I adding the iodine, the iodine will shows the color change because in the bread we have the starch, right? In the bread we have the starch. So when I am adding the iodine to the starch, the iodine will convert the color from brown color to dark purple color or purplish blue. The brown color will turn into purplish blue if we had a starch. Same like that. In the leaf, we have the starch, right? In the leaf, we have the starch. So then after adding the iodine to the leaf, leaf will turn into dark purple or purplish blue. You may ask the reason, sir, why did the leaf shows the color change with the iodine? Sorry, why the iodine shows the color change when I adding the iodine to the leaf? Because in the leaf? We have the starch. Same as the bread. Bread has starch. So when I am adding the iodine to the bread, it shows the color change, right? Earlier in this step. Same like that. Same like that. Now when I adding the iodine to the leaf, now the iodine shows the color change because in the leaf we have the starch. So that is the reason, that is the aim of our practical, that to prove that the leaf has starch or the starch has been produced in the leaf. This is the first practical. Now I have put all the steps together. Look at the practical, all the steps. First step, we boil the leaf by using the hot water. There is a reason for that one. I will explain the reason. And then after we took that leaf and we put into the test tube, which containing the alcohol. So after this step, you know what was the color change right here. The iodine, sorry, the green color pigment will move into the alcohol. So alcohol will turn into green color. That is the thing that we have mentioned here. Look at this picture here. Alcohol has turned into green color. Okay. And very important thing that we are, when you are heating the test tube, the step number 2, when you are heating the test tube, we used the hot water to heat the test tube. We didn't heat that test tube directly by using the flame. Second one. Third one, we took that leaf and we wash in the water. And fourth step, we added the iodine. So you may have observed the color change earlier. When I am adding the iodine to the leaf, when I am adding the iodine to the leaf, the iodine shows the purple color. Okay. So from this spectacle, we can prove that the leaf contains starch. Now I'm going to explain what is the reason for boiling the leaf in the hot water. Can anyone tell me the answer? What is the reason for boiling the leaf in the hot water in step number 1? Step number 1, we heated the leaf. We boiled the leaf by using the hot water. Can anyone tell me the reason? What is the reason for this one? Anyone? To break, very good, mashallah, very good. That is the answer, yes. To break down, not that's it is better to mention cell membrane, not the cell wall, cell membrane. Okay. To stop the chemical reaction. Okay. So listen here, listen here, listen here. In the bread, you know, in the bread, here, it is made up of starch, right? The bread is completely made up of starch. So when I am adding the iodine, it will show the color change because starch bread is there, bread is made up of starch. But in the sense of leaf, in the case of leaf, the leaf is not completely made up of starch, right? Within the cell, within the cell, within the cell, we have the starch here. So when I am adding the iodine, that iodine must enter into the cells. Am I right or no? The leaf is made up of cells. Within the cells, inside the cells, we have the starch, right? So when I am adding the iodine, that iodine must reach the starch inside the cell. So when I am heating, what will happen, Bulal? The cell membrane will be break down. The penetrate. To penetrate the cell membrane, to break down the cell membrane, we are heating the leaf in the hot water. So when I am heating the leaf, what will happen? The cell membrane will break down. Cell wall will be break down. So what will happen? Easily, the iodine can enter into the cells. Did you get that idea? When I heating the leaf will be automatically leaf will become soft. So when the leaf becomes soft, the cell membrane has been break down. The cell wall will be break down. So what will happen? The iodine can easily enter into the cells of the leaf. This is the reason to boiling in the hot water. And second one, what is the reason for the boiling the leaf with the alcohol? The reason is, Pulahal, when I am doing like this, what will happen? The green color in the leaf will be dissolved in the alcohol. That's why, you know, in the previous picture I have shown you that one, the alcohol has turned into green color. Why does the alcohol turn into green color? Because the chlorophyll in the leaf has been dissolved here. All the chlorophyll, all the green color pigment has dissolved in the alcohol. So, what is the reason for dissolving the chlorophyll in alcohol pullal? Here, the reason is this one pullal. Where if you want to observe the color change, if you want to observe the color change, if the leaf is dark green color, we cannot observe the color change, right? If the leaf is dark in color, the leaf is dark green color, it will be difficult to observe the color change. So that's why we are removing all the chlorophyll and we are making the leaf as pale color. Here, look at this picture. Pale color. Now all the chlorophyll has been removed. So now when I am adding the iodine, it will shows the color change. So that color change can be observed clearly. So if I want to observe the color change clearly, we want to remove the chlorophyll. So if I want to remove the chlorophyll, I want to boil the leaf in the alcohol. So when I am boiling the leaf in the alcohol, automatically what will happen? Automatically what will happen? All the chlorophyll will be removed. So easily we can observe the color change. And what is the reason for heating the test tube? By using the hot water. Instead of heating the test tube directly by using the flame, we are using the hot water to heat the test tube, right? What could be the reason for that? Can anyone tell me the answer? Kavishu, can you tell me the answer, mate? You have already said the correct answer. And others, can you guess the answer? Why we are using the hot water to boil the test tube instead of direct flame? Ah, very good, Riha. Very good. Yes, because alcohol is highly flammable. It is better to say highly flammable. Okay, don't mention high reactive. It is better to say alcohol is highly flammable. So this is the thing that we have to know in this practical. And that's a small video. What's that video, right? Now, what's the video? So now we are going to heat the leaf by using the hot water, right? You know what is the reason for that one, right? Now we are going to put in the test tube which containing the alcohol, right? Now they are going to put the alcohol. You can see alcohol is colorless solution, right? Alcohol is a colorless liquid. Now we are going to put into the hot water to heat the test tube. Just watch the video, right? Now
Keep the test tube in the boiling water.
Observe the color, right? Now here you can observe the color change that the alcohol is turning into green color, right? Because all the chlorophyll is going to be dissolved in the alcohol. Now the leaf has turned into pale color. Now the leaf has turned into pale color. Now we are going to add some iodine, right? Observe the color change. Observe the color change after adding the iodine.
Note the color of the leaf. It changes to dark green. This is because iodine combines with starch present.
Okay. Now with this idea, do this question. Question number, I think the last question in your past paper, right? I will give you only 2 minutes time. Only 2 minutes time, not more than 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes time. You have the total idea. You have the complete idea. Only Amna has sent me the answers. Very very good. I want to appreciate you. என்ன சொல்ற நிறைய நிறைய appreciate பண்ணணும் உங்களை. Others please within 2 minutes send me the answer. Don't take more time. Okay. You can send me the answer through the WhatsApp or in the chat box. Amna will check the answer, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Oh yes, hello Ruma.
Sir, can you give me more time?
More time, okay.
Some more
3
time?
minutes, 2 minutes and
No,
one
sir, I
second.
just joined the class. Just now I joined the class.
Alright, okay. According to your request, I have made some more time, right? 2 minutes and 1 second, right? Make it quick. And Kavishu, okay, fine. Mahal, Amna, is it clear? Check the answer for the first one, okay? Check the answer for the first one. And all the other answers are correct, very good. And Kavishu has sent me only the answer for the first one, okay? Very good, that answer is correct. And if it is difficult to type, if you are feeling difficulty to type, you can write the answers in a paper and you can send it to me through the WhatsApp, right? And to kill, no, Riha, not to kill, right? To penetrate, to break down. That is a door, right? Cell wall is a door-like structure now. To break down the cell membrane. So to break down, after the breaking down process, now the iodine can enter into the cell, right? It is to remove the chlorine. Okay, very good, very good, very good, very good. And the Kavishu, okay, done, very good. And what is the answer? Okay, done, very good, very good. Okay, fine. And global tradings. I think you can rename your name, my dear. And Taiba. And Taiba, I think this is your first class, right? Hey, Mahal, boiling the leaf in the hot water to kill or to remove the dead cells. No, my dear. To break down the cell membrane. Or we can write to make the leaf soft. Both of the answers are correct. But it is better to mention to break down the cell membrane or to penetrate the cell membrane. Because this is a past paper question. Okay, we can't write other options. Sariya Taiba, okay. And Kavishu, okay, done. And global tradings. Once again, rename your idea. Global tradings. Right? It's highly flammable. Okay, fine. And boiling the okay, fine. Okay, green color. Okay, fine. Okay, very good. Right. Done. Taiba, answer are correct, but do that correction in the paper. Okay. Okay, Bilal, now we'll discuss the question because we don't have that much of time. Okay. I will discuss the answers. Ruma, stop writing. Okay. Listen, yeah, Ruma, repeating you. Fine. Okay. And to make it okay. All right, done. That's a very good, very good, very good. Now I'm going to explain the questions. Don't do anything, okay? Boiling the plant leaf in the hot water in the step number 1. You know the reason. I have told you many times, right? Okay. You know the reason to don't write other answers, okay? For some of you are sending, I don't know why are you writing all those answers because don't do those things, okay? You know the reason. Now when I said that to penetrate the cell membrane or to make the leaf soft, but it is better to mention to penetrate the cell membrane. Don't say to make the leaf soft, okay? To penetrate. Penetrate means and the kudu right? To penetrate. Cell membrane. Kavisyo, not cell wall, okay, my dear? That is cell membrane. And boiling the leaf. You know the reason why did we boil the leaf in the hot water? Oh, sorry, boiling the leaf in the alcohol to remove the chlorophyll, right? The reason to remove the chlorophyll. To remove the chlorophyll. Okay. And last one, using the water bath. Instead of heating the test tube directly by the flame, we are using the hot water. I already said that. Because alcohol is highly flammable. Because alcohol is highly flammable. Okay. And last one, what could be the color of the alcohol? What could be the color of the alcohol, Kulal, here? The alcohol will be green in color. Okay. Now I hope that you have got the idea regarding this practical, and we have sorry, We have done the question. Now we'll move to the second question, right? Already we have discussed this question last class. You may remember this one, right? Okay. Now practical, sorry, question number, I think this is the second question, right? 2017 structure question. This practical is based on our last practical. The experiment to show that the oxygen is produced during the photosynthesis. So can anyone tell me the equation for the photosynthesis? The chemical equation for the photosynthesis? Anyone? Quick. Anyone? The equation.
Carbon dioxide
Carbon dioxide, very good. Plus,
plus water
very good.
to
Water,
light energy and chlorophyll,
light energy, and the chlorophyll. Okay, very good.
glucose
Glucose
plus oxygen.
plus oxygen. Very good. Yes. So this was the equation for the photosynthesis, right? So here, Pulal, now you know already we have done the practical for this one to prove that the starch is produced. You know, glucose will be produced. Then after converted into starch, you know that story last class we have explained. Now we are going to prove that the oxygen is produced during the practical. This is the last practical in your photosynthesis lesson. Okay. Now we'll discuss that practical. How to prove that the oxygen is produced during the photosynthesis. Okay. This is the step that we are going to do, right? We want to take an aquatic plant. Aquatic plant. Now you may ask, sir, why we are taking the aquatic plant? Because all of the practical, there are 6 practical in your unit number 2. Out of those 6 practical, for the 5 practical, we took the terrestrial plant. We took 5 terrestrial plant for the 5 practicals. For the last practical, we are taking the aquatic plant. You may have a doubt, right? Sir, in the car, in the practical, we are taking aquatic plant. Okay, fine. I will explain not only. Okay, aquatic plant. Aquatic plant means the plant that can be survive in the water, right? Okay. Now, and we want to take a conical flask and a beaker, and inside the beaker we want to keep that plant, and we want to cover it by the conical flask, and we want to keep a small stand here. Okay, small stand means it may be a stone or it may be a rubber, anything, right? And within that stand we want to keep the conical flask. Okay, and we want to cover the conical flask, the stand of the conical flask, by the test tube. This is a setup. You can see the setup here, right? This is a simple setup that we are going to do to prove that the oxygen is produced. Now you know, for the photosynthesis we need the sunlight. Okay, we have the sunlight, and most of them have a wrong idea, that is, instead of sunlight, can I use the bulb in your room? Can I use the bulb in your home or in your laboratories? Exactly, yes. Instead of sunlight, we can use the light that from the bulb. No any, because Pulahal, this practical was asked in last year support seminar paper. One of the support seminar paper that released by the government. In that paper, they are asking this. They have given this setup and they are asking the question like this: what is the purpose of keeping the bulb? In that practical, they have given the bulb, not the sunlight. So most of the students have written the wrong answer in that paper at that time last year, because the students have a wrong idea that we can't use the light from the not like that. We can use the sunlight. Sunlight is free of source, right? Sunlight is free. That's why we are using sunlight. But actually, there is no sunlight in the laboratories. In the lab, we want to do this practical. We are doing the practical during the night. So what can I do? We can use the bulb for that instead of the sunlight. Okay. And second factor that is carbon dioxide. In the equation we have already written right here. You may remember. So for second practical, we need the carbon dioxide. So how does this plant get the carbon dioxide? Because in this plant is in the aquatic, in the water, right? So how does this plant get the carbon dioxide? You may have the second doubt. The answer for that question is the plant is going to get the carbon dioxide from the water. These things are recently asked in the question. Frequently they are asking these kind of question based on the spectacle. If they are giving this spectacle, definitely ask these kind of question. Okay, sunlight from the sun or from the light. And second one, the carbon dioxide, they get the carbon dioxide from the water. And now you know we have the water, we have the carbon dioxide, we have the sunlight, the chlorophyll is there. So now what will happen? The plant is going to produce the oxygen. In the equation, you know, right? They will use the carbon dioxide and they will use the water. We have the carbon dioxide and we have the water, right? And you know, chlorophyll is there, sunlight also there. Now they will produce the glucose and the oxygen gas. So now the oxygen gas that produced by the plant will be collected in the test tube. You can see the gas bubbles are evolving here, right? So these gas bubbles will be collected in the test tube. Now here you know the oxygen gas will be collected. And another very important thing that you want to know in spectacle, why did we use the conical flask? You may ask, right? So what is the reason for conical flask? We don't know. I will explain. What is the reason for using the test tube? I will explain that one also. Don't do it, right? Okay. There are two questions that to be answered, right? Conical flask is used to hold the test tube. We want to hold the test tube, right? Who is going to hold the test tube? The conical flask. And second reason, that is Bulahal. Here, look at the picture here. All the oxygen gas is collected by the conical flask and it is collected in the test tube. Can you understand that one here? All the oxygen gas that produced, it will be not released out, right? All those oxygen gas bubbles are collected by the conical flask and it will be collected again in the test tube. Now you know the reason. What is the reason for using the conical flask and the test tube? And Pulahal, now still the practical is not over, right? Now I'm going to prove that the collected gas is oxygen. How can I prove? Yeah, you can see, okay, the oxygen, some kind of gas is collected. But I don't know whether it is oxygen or whether it is carbon dioxide, whether it is hydrogen or nitrogen. We don't know that one, right? So now I'm going to prove that the gas collected in the test tube is oxygen. How can I prove, Pulahal, here? You have studied this one in grade 10, unit number 16, changes in matter, right? Now we want to bring a glowing splint. A glowing splint. So that glowing splint will relight. Relight means return. It will return. It will relight. Return. It will light. That is relight. So we want to bring a glowing splint and it will be relighted. This is the observation that you're going to observe. Okay. Now with that idea, with this idea, okay. Well, do you have any doubts to ask in this question? Do you have any doubts to ask? Anyone? Hello. No, any doubts, right? Okay. Now, quickly do this question. Don't take more time. 2017 question number 2. Okay, Amna, you have sent me the answer. Inshallah. You never send anything up. And you answer. Okay, fine. We'll discuss the answers. Eh? Okay, fine. Fine, mashallah. Very good, very good, very good. Perfect. Very good. Very good. And there's a small change is going to be done in this drawing. Don't worry. Yeah? In that drawing, we want to do a small adjustment there. I will explain how to do this adjustment. Don't worry. Yeah? But all the things are perfect. Very good. One of you, Ruhuma has sent me the answers. Mashallah, Ruhuma got சித்திரத்துக்கு தான் காசு. வடிவான drawing, you know. Most beautiful drawing, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Chemical equation. Done. Very good. Yes, perfect. I don't know that I have sent. I haven't sent before. I don't know. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, all the answers are correct. Yes, but small adjustment is going to be done in the drawing. The diagram there is a small mistake is there. I will explain, but all the other answers are correct. Okay, fine. Two of you have sent me the answers. Samlan. Hashmat ani gana Hashmat. Yeah. Make it quick. Make it quick. There's another practical. There's another question based on the same practical. There's another question on the past paper based on the same practical. I will show you that later. Oye, mahal. Question number 3. Riha, inserting a glowing splinter, right? But you want to write the observation, the glowing the relights, okay? And Jason, so second one is splinter will burn the bright flame, right? Bright flame. Here, listen here. Okay. Glowing splinter will relight with the bright flame. Okay. You want to mention the term relights with the bright flame. Yes. Ilma. Gas bubbles appear in hydrogen. Okay. Fine. Emission of the gas. Hey, Kavisha Mahi. Hey, Tambi. You have written the steps and you want to write the observation also that the glowing splinter will relight with the bright flame. Okay. And all the other answers are correct. Okay. Now we'll discuss the answers. Right. Okay. Here, you know how to draw the setup, right? Here we have the beaker. Now I'll use another color pen to draw the conical flask, right? When you're doing this spectacle, I said that to keep a small stone, right? Small stand. Okay. Then only the water can move inside the aquatic plant, right? So it is better to keep a small stand here. And I will use another color pen to show the black color to draw the test tube here. And if you want to draw the water level, right? And here we will have the plant. I can't draw that much nicely, okay? Because my drawing is very, very bad. So don't worry about my drawing, okay? Water vechidam, and here we have the water inside the test tube also. And here we will have the oxygen gas. Well, we want to draw the diagram and we want to label because they are given, right? Beaker, we want to draw the beaker, boiling tube, funnel, hydrilla plant, water. So each and everything you want to label one by one, okay? Then only we can get the whole marks, okay? And how could you confirm that the gas produced in the experiment is oxygen? You know, right? How to prove the gas is oxygen? Bring a glowing splint. Glowing splint will relight with the bright flame. Sorry, who asked that one? The name? Jason. Is it clear, my dear? It is better to mention that by okay. And question number 3, write the balanced chemical equation. We have written the equation so many times today itself, right? Okay. You know the equation. Carbon dioxide plus water, chlorophyll and sunlight, C6H12O6 plus O2, And if you want to make it balanced, you want to put 6, 6, 6. All of that. That's all. Fine. Now we're going to do another question based on the same idea, right? There's another question. We can see in that paper, right? Wait a minute. 2020 question number 2. The same practical. Same practical. I hope that you can do. Okay. Do this question. Sir, for the second one, the answer is correct. Sir, for the second one, the answer is correct. Riha. Mahal, Riha. நான் ஏன் அதை பிள்ளைன்னு சொல்றேன்னு சொன்னா வந்துமா நீங்க சொல்லிக்கிறீங்க insert a glowing sprint ன்னு சொன்னீங்க. But you haven't mentioned the observation, no? In that question, in that the previous question, you want to write the step and the observation. But in this question, that is different, little bit different. Okay, Riha. You want to mention insert a glowing splint. The glowing splint will relight the bright flame. You want to mention two things. In this question, here they have asked it as separate question. What is the step and what is the observation? But in that question, the question was different, right? How can you prove? So you want to mention all the things. Okay, Mariha. That's why I said the answer is wrong. Not wrong. It is not complete. They are asking observation when you are exposing to some observation. Wait a minute. Wait. Which question, my dear, are you asking? Can you wait. Here, what can be observation can be made. Okay, evolving of the gas bubbles, evolution of the gas bubbles, and we have a rate of the bubbles, and water level goes down. Just okay. No, no, that answer is correct. Okay. So, what is the answer for second question in 2017? How could you confirm? Okay, how could you confirm? Insert a glowing splint. It will relight with the bright flame. That is the second. Sorry, are you asking second? Okay. What is the observation? Okay. Well, in this practical, what could be the observation? Okay. I forgot to tell the observation. No, sorry. Okay. Here, observation will be like this. Okay. Sorry. The gas bubbles will be evolved. Evolution of the gas bubbles. Gas bubbles will be released from the plant. And here you can see the gas will be collected at the test tube. We can say like that. And here the water level will goes down. We can write more number of observation. Evaluation of the gas bubbles, collection of the gas bubbles, and the water level goes down. When the oxygen gas is collected here, the water level will goes down. That is the observation. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I forgot to tell the observation. Okay, observation will be like this: evaluation of the gas bubbles, or collection of the gas bubbles in the test tube, or the water level goes down in that, because the test tube will be completely filled with the water, right? When you're doing the practical. So after the practical, what will happen? The water level will goes down. Okay, I'm very sorry. I forgot to tell the observation here. Second one. Okay, is it okay when you know? Yeah, Taiba and Riha. Is it okay now?
Okay, sir.
I have missed. Sorry. Yeah. We'll move to the next question. And right. We'll move to the next one. Now do this question. I will give only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes time, okay? And Amna has sent me the answers. We'll discuss the answers, right? Fine. Right. Okay. Very good. Very good. Mahal, for the second B1. In third question, we have the question number B, 2B is there, right? So here we want to, okay, answer is correct, but we can write the answer more than accurate. Okay, we can. Okay. I will explain how to write the answer for the B1. Don't worry. Yeah? But all the other answers are correct. Really very, very good. Okay, I will explain how to write the answer for the B1. Don't worry. And the click will help me. Okay, yeah. Kavishu, yes, your answer is correct. Very good. Question number 3. It is little bit, logic type of question. Okay, there is nothing hard in that one, but don't worry. Okay, it is related to the rate of reaction. Don't worry about that one. It is a very simple question. Okay. Well, shall I explain the question, or do you want time?
Sir, can you explain?
Pardon, can I explain? What did you say, my dear?
I asked you to explain.
Yes. So shall I explain? Okay, fine. Now,
Okay, sir.
right now, observation: the glove is been get fired. Hey, Azmat, Tambi. I don't know whether you are a girl or a boy. Tambi, Mahan. You know, Vijay Tambi, Azmat. In the structure questions, why the students are getting lower marks? The structure question. 7.5 marks. In the essay part, I'm talking to 100, right? Not to 200. For the 100 marks, in the essay part, you will score 10 marks, and the structure question, you will score 7.5 marks. But the essay question will be very, very big. A structure will be very, very small. But normally, the students will lose their marks in the structure question. Do you know the reason for that? Because in the structure level, they will be expecting the accurate answer. If the answer is 100% accurate or 90% accurate, then only you will score the marks. If the answer is correct, but it is not that much accurate, just say you have written like this: the glowing splinter get fired. But here it is, I told you two term words. The glowing splinter will relight with the bright flame. These are the two term words. Then only you will get the marks. Asmat, did you get your answer is correct? Okay, I know. Then you can argue with your teacher. So my answer was correct, then why did you put wrong? But this is the case. Okay. When you're writing the answer in the structure part, especially, just try to
Okay, sir.
accurate answer. Then only you can get the mark, right? So this is one of the main purpose of doing the paper class. Then only you will be able to how to write. Pardon? I couldn't hear you. Okay, fine. We'll discuss. தம்பி Azmat, நீங்க கதைக்கிறீங்க, but கொஞ்சம் stuck ஆகுமா? There are two Azmats, right? I am talking about capital A Azmat. Okay, there are two Azmats. Sorry, there are two Azmats. Okay, right. Now we'll discuss the questions here. And Taiba, you have sent me the answers. And Ruhuma, you also sent me the answers. After the discussion, please correct those questions, okay? Because I don't have time. Here, what gas is collected in the test tube? You know the answer for that one, right? What is the gas collected here? Oxygen gas will be collected. Okay. And question number 2, state the test. In the previous question, they were asked, you want to write the step and you want to write the observation. But in this practical, they have split the question. They have split the question. They are asking what could be the test and what could be the observation. You know the test, bringing a glowing splint. bringing a glowing spleen near to the test tube. We want to take the test tube out and we want to bring the test tube near to the mouth of the test tube. Okay. Observation, the glowing spleen will relight with the bright flame here. The glowing spleen will relight with the bright flame. Now, new apparatus. They are going to take another apparatus. Pulal, I'm going to explain that question, but don't worry about that question, okay? Some of you have sent me the answers. Some of you haven't sent the answers. It's okay, fine. Don't worry. Because that's a little bit logic type of questions, okay? Here, if this spectacle will take more time to produce oxygen and to collect the oxygen. So now I'm going to increase the photosynthesis rate. So what can I do to increase the rate? Can I give more sunlight? Okay, that is also can be done. And second step that we can do to increase the photosynthesis rate, because if the photosynthesis happens more and more and more and more, then only what will happen, Pulahal? The oxygen gas also will collect it more and more and more and more. Am I right or no? We want to collect more oxygen within a short period of time. We want to increase the rate of reaction. So now come to the equation of the photosynthesis, right? Now I'm going to write the equation of the photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 6H2O. We have the chlorophyll. We have the sunlight, and answer will be C6 H12O6 plus 6O2. Okay. Now here, in this case, now I want to produce more and more and more oxygen. So if I want to get more and more oxygen, we want to give more and more water and more carbon dioxide. We have enough water, right? So now our purpose is to increase the carbon dioxide. So to increase the carbon dioxide here, look at this question here. They have clearly mentioned putting water saturated with the carbon dioxide. That means they have increased the amount of carbon dioxide. So when they are increasing the amount of carbon dioxide, what will be the observation? The gas will be collected. Oh, sorry, more amount of gas will be collected in a short period of time. That will be the observation. More oxygen gas will be collected within a short period of time. Or rate of, okay, evolution of the gas bubble will be increased. Rate of evolution means the speed of the evolution of the gas bubbles will be increased. And question number 2, what is the reason? What's the reason, Bulahal? Because you want to say, Bulahal, the rate of photosynthesis. You know what do you mean by rate of reaction? Rate means speed. Speed of the photosynthesis. Rate of the photosynthesis has been increased. We have inserted more and more carbon dioxide. So what happened? The rate of the photosynthesis increased. That's why the oxygen gas released more. And Bulahal, in this term, in Putlam, right? I think in a provincial paper, they were asking a question, right? What is the internal factor needed for the photosynthesis? Can any tell me the answer? What is the internal factor? If I ask what are the factors needed for photosynthesis, your answer will be carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll. But in this question, they are asked what is the internal factor needed for photosynthesis? What would be the answer, Bilal?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, very good. Kavishu and Daiva, very good, money. Yes, that is as internal means that can be found inside the plant. Now we have discussed the practical number 1 and practical number 6, and 2 and 3 already we have discussed in our last class, right? Okay. And there's another important practical that to be just regarding that chlorophyll practical. Okay. I think only one question is remaining here, right? I think all the question has been discussed. Only one question is remaining here. That is an essay question from 2018. So 2021. Okay. So, Pulal, It's a homework, okay? So before next, I will never explain this question next class because in our next paper class, we're going to discuss a new lesson. So unit number 30 from your grade 10, the diversity. So hereafter we can't allocate more and more time for the photosynthesis. We have allocated 2 hours with the paper and the revision. Within these 2 hours, the previous session in this session, we have completely discussed the theory and we have discussed all the past paper questions, right? So those who have joined this class, I think you may feeling some kind of or feel, but I feel 100% satisfaction in this class. Okay, so this question will be never discussed hereafter. This is a homework. Those who have done the question, you can send me the answer to the WhatsApp. I will send you the correction. I will send you the correction, right? So do this question and send the answer to the WhatsApp, and I will send you the corrections, and you can do the corrections after sending the answers. So, Pulaha, do you have any doubts to ask regarding this photosynthesis part? Anyone, do you have any question to ask in this photosynthesis? Any questions? Shamla? Ikida doubt answer ikida.
No, sir.
So now, Pulahal, then we'll conclude the class. And also, before starting the class, we forgot to recite the dua, right? It's okay, fine. We'll end the class with the recitations. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. And good evening, sorry, good night. Have a nice day. And I, Bowen, will meet in our next class. Right?